It's Real 92.3, Bootleg Kev DJ Hed.
West Coast.
One of the best rappers on the planet, Rapsody, is with
that's
us,
for
ladies
damn
and
sure.
gentlemen. She's here.
We out here talking about weed.
We are.
They trying to put me to bed.
Shout out to Jay Holiday. What happened to him?
I don't know. He went to bed.
Hey, first of all, I just want to say I was so happy to see you nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah, congratulations.
You've been on this grind for so long, putting out such amazing bodies of work, and to finally get that recognition had to mean a lot to you.
It did. It validated it for other people, but it just let me know, like, full-fledged, I don't have to change what I'm doing.
Yeah, nah.
You know, I don't have to, hit billboards, or that would be nice. If y'all want to go stream the album, you're more than welcome. But, it's just what I do it for is to impact people and to have a body of work that influences and inspires people. Like, at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
I remember when I first heard Layla's Wisdom, and I was like, I don't know if you remember, but I reached out to Ninth to apologize to you.
I remember.
You remember that shit? And I was like, I reached out to Ninth to apologize to you, and I haven't talked to you really since then, but just because I was like, fuck, I slept. And then me and Charlamagne had a whole back and forth about it. Mm-hmm. And then I remember when I saw you, I told you about it, and you kind of was like, oh, it's cool, I get it, whatever. Like, are you always that cool when people don't give you your credit and sleep on you, like, or is it just because?
Nah, it's cool. It's just like, if that's what you want, that's what you want. It ain't no thing. Knife told me earlier on, just focus on people that get it. No diss, but it's just like, I can't expect everybody to. Some people are going to hear it, they're not going to like it. And that's fine. You're not supposed to like everything. And some people are going to, they're going to take some time. Whenever you get there, if you get there, we welcome you. Open arms. So, it's just what it is. And I know, like, even my whole process and just growing and getting better with music, like, you might have heard something early on and be like, I don't know all the way. And now you hear something just like, yo.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like you've been pretty much fired from the jump. I think Thank Her Now is probably the first body of work.
That's the one everybody that said
came
a
to
lot.
the table.
Yeah, but
What year was Thank Her Now?
2011.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I think for me, like, just being a student in the game, and I'm my worst critic. Like, I go back and listen to old stuff. I'll be like, yo, I needed to do this. My voice was too high here. It's just like, it could be anything that turns people off. Like, yo, I don't like your voice, even though you lyrically busting. It could be anything, or I don't like, the beats that you pick, whatever it is. So it's just, I don't be mad. Like, people have their preferences. At the end of the day, if you at least listen, I ain't never mad at that.
That's what's up.
100%.
And then you did double back and do my BT stage because I wanted to make sure that you was a part of that. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate that.
They was looking at me like I was crazy.
Nah, it was kids, you know what I'm saying?
They're like, this is a lot going on. They were there to see.
No, she was up there busting, and the kids don't understand what the fuck she was saying.
And that happens a lot. Like, I'll do a show sometimes, like, new people, new scene, and I'll be like, man, Knife, I don't know if they was feeling it. He was like, no, what you seeing is they never seen nothing like you.
Facts.
So they like, yo, what? And they listening to everything you say, and it's just like, yo, and you get off stage and you see all the comments on Twitter. It's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But in the moment, you just like, y'all with me?
It take a minute though.
Yeah, it take a minute, but it's real. Like, they're taking it all in. So
that's
somebody who repeatedly tapped in with you on a lot of your albums early on was Mac. Mac Miller, I feel like you guys had a crazy chemistry. I mean, you guys never made no whack shit together. It was always fire.
Nah, never.
What was it about him that you guys gravitated to each other? And obviously, rest in peace. The year of his passing just passed, which is crazy to think. Everybody who knows how much of a great guy he was. But how did that relationship kick off? And that chemistry seemed so just genuine on the records.
Yeah. That's who he was with everybody. I think, all of Mac music to me was dope. You could just tell he just came in, he loved the culture, and he just came in to have fun and just do what he loved and make great music. So that's always been who I've known him to be, who I always remember him to be. Like, the first time he came to North Carolina, they weren't like tour bus ready yet, but he still had a crazy buzz, and they pulled up in a station wagon, right? And, he had never heard of me, never heard my music, and he just listened, and he was just so welcoming. It's just like, yo, I think you dope. Called like 2 weeks later, I want to take you on tour. Like, yo, I've never been on tour. Don't nobody know me from Adam.
It's kind of aggressive.
It's aggressive. At this time, he's getting like millions and millions of views on YouTube. So he does a video for me. I'm just like, yo, it was just about the culture for him.
That's what it was always about for Mac.
Yeah,
100%.
And it was just about having fun. Like, he had the biggest heart. Like, it could be whatever. It's bad energy, he's gonna turn it around. Like that's what it was for us. So, and I think anytime you meet somebody like that loving and that in love with music and art and the culture, like you can't make nothing whack because
True.
you're just having fun and music is the only thing that's important. So,
do you have an experience that you recall being on tour with him that maybe like a memory that stuck out?
yeah, I mean, stealing all my fruit snacks. There was a time we were in Fort Lauderdale. He had my back that day. It was the show was crazy. So they had like 5 or 6 openers before me, and people have ear fatigue at this moment. They just want to see Mac.
Of course.
And right before I go on stage, it starts thundering and pouring down, like pouring down.
It's outside?
Raining. Yes.
Oh,
like,
shit.
pouring down. So they soak, like we got to wait for that to happen. So now here I come. Again, nobody don't know me from Adam. So I wasn't doing well with the crowd at that time. And somebody threw a brown piece of paper at me and I snapped.
Oh, you went the other way.
I lost it. It's one and only time I have ever lost it on stage. Like, I'm from the South. So, I ain't take that in the right way. I was like, what that mean, bro? But I ain't finished a set. I was only like 3 songs in, and he came out and he was like, y'all are gonna show Rapsody her respect, and she's gonna come out and finish her set, or I'm not performing. Like, that's my friend type thing.
Wow.
So that's just who he was.
That's character.
Yeah, I mean, he always was about standing up for what was right, no matter what he did. But it's always a bunch of dope memories. Like when he moved here, we flew out here one time, and he was like, "Come to the crib," and I was working on She Got Game at the time.
Another classic.
Like, yeah, and we went to his studio and we was working, and he was like, "All right, I'm gonna leave. Y'all can just stay here and just work." I'm just like, "All right, Matt, you just gonna leave us in the crib?" Like, that's just who he was. Like, those are the memories that I remember.
That's what's up.
That's crazy. I thought that the concept for the new album was super dope. Obviously every record being named after like a strong black woman or a character, obviously Cleo from Set It Off. What motivated the concept for the album? And I think you pulled it off incredibly. I think you're getting another Grammy nomination for sure.
I hope so. Fingers crossed. The concept came from I was doing an interview for the Oxford.
Okay.
And we were riding around listening to Nina Simone and Roberta Flack. And at the time, the guy is interviewing me because he's doing he's tracing the roots or the genealogy or family tree of North Carolina music and musicians. And he was like, "You come from the Nina Simone, Roberta Flack family tree." And I was like, "No, I don't." Like, I put them up here. They're singers. I'm like, "Yo, I ain't even nowhere near that." He was like, "No." He was like, "You're both lyrical and what you talk about, the stories you tell, what you represent. Like, just because you rap doesn't mean you're different. Like, that's the family tree, the soulfulness that you have." And so, it got me to thinking like, well, if you made a Rapsody, like, you would pull pieces of everybody.
Of all these people.
Yeah, like,
Recipe.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I get my poetic side and my love of words and wordplay from Maya Angelou and Nikki Giovanni. Outside of my mother and my aunts, my village, I learned how to be, have motherly love from watching Felicia Rashad's character on Claire. How she was regal, Cicely Tyson being classy, and just what she represented in all the characters. Like, she's like the black mother of all mothers, you know what I'm saying? Roots and everything
right.
that she did. Strong black woman from Afeni, the tomboy style and just being fresh and sexy at the same time from Aaliyah, you know. So I wanted to do something that reflected that in me, but I knew that every black woman could relate to, and it spoke to us and it showed that we're not monolith, so that was the whole idea.
How did Eve get the title? Because you got all these women. I peeped that too. I was like, yo, it's all these strong black women or characters, and then Eve got the title.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about Eve the rapper? No,
that's not it.
That's not it.
That's not it.
Biblical.
Oh, got you.
Adam and Eve.
The mother of all living things.
Got you.
The first female.
So I missed that part.
Eve,
See, your shit's still going over my head.
Yeah, but I was like, that's a lot of people thought that too. But Eve is another strong black woman. But yeah, it's Eve the first woman.
When I saw the track list, I was thinking to myself, like, if I was to add to this, Because I know I heard you say you did have hella songs. Hella songs. Did you do a Lauryn Hill song?
Yes.
Okay, so I figured that.
You know I have.
I know you had one tucked. What's that song about? Or what's the concept?
That one just on that one. I went back to L Boogie, right? And just what she meant to me that time as an MC, and that's just one where it's about being a righteous MC. You know what I'm saying? And speaking truth and honesty and just what she represented. So it's rhyming, but what I'm talking about and the way I rhyme and the flow is really reminiscent of what she represented at that time. So it's more of an energy type thing.
How long did it take you to narrow down your track list? Was it like 3 months, 6 months? Because it feel like if you got all these songs with all these strong black women, like, and then you narrowed it down, it's still a hella songs on the project. But
I think the first time we narrowed it down, it was 23 tracks.
Wow.
And it wasn't that hard because I let Ninth sequence my albums. For the most part, like we'll have a discussion on like, yo, this is one we're gonna build around. I gotta have this one, whatever. But just make sure everything sonically fits because I trust his ear as a great producer and as a DJ. So originally I was gonna we had 40 tracks and half of them sonically fit together and the other half fit together. So originally I was gonna do a part 1 and part 2.
Oh wow.
I'm not gonna do that anymore because it was just two different energies. Like this one is me experimenting more, like really showing that I'm versatile and what I can rhyme on. The other one is more of what people know me for. It's just a very more soulful, classic sound. I felt it was like Love Jones if it was hip hop type.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we narrowed it down based on that. Like these fit together, these fit. So we had 23 tracks, and it's just like, yo, today they can't consume all that.
That's a lot.
It's too much.
It's a double disc,
right?
Key.
So then you go back, like, well, are there any songs that kind of touch on the same subject or sonically sound the same where they might be different subject matters but sonically they sound the same, so we pick out whichever one was the best one and we take that off.
What was the last song that you took off?
Asada. It's a song I did with Soundwave.
Oh, shout out to Wave.
It was tough, boy, but
where are these songs gonna end up, by the way? Nowhere? Just
it's gonna be a chapter 2.
It's gonna be like a Lost Tapes?
It's gonna be a part 2.
I mean,
hey, Rapsody Lost Tapes might be kind of cold.
I can, that's to be continued. So, I got plans.
I bet. You spoke on Nina Simone a little bit, and I've always been a huge fan of hers. And did you watch the documentary that?
Oh, several times.
Oh, great! Right.
Yes.
When did you say you were like you came from her tree? Does that mean you were related to her in some capacity? Or
if you look at music in a family tree, let's say like you have Tribe Called Quest.
Okay. Yep.
Who comes from the Tribe Called Quest? Like you got.
I say Kanye's a part of that tree. Pharrell.
Kanye, right? Pharrell, Little Brother. Like,
Little Brother. Yep.
And that's in that vein. If you think of the West Coast Dr. Dre family tree.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
that's fair.
So that part.
That's fair. Another person who tapped in super early, who you guys have been making great music together for a long time, is K-Dot. You and Kendrick, I mean, man, again, the chemistry is just crazy. Like, I feel like what you said, like, you getting that Grammy nomination kind of validated you to a lot of people who maybe weren't believers.
Right.
But, like, did that ever bother you? Because I felt like all the right people have always fucked with you as far as from a hip hop perspective, maybe not from an industry perspective, but like from like why, like we're talking about Mac 11, like why we do this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, but did that bother you that you never got all of the industry accolades until the Grammy nomination came? Cause
yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm human, you know, and you want to be acknowledged for your hard work, and just like everybody else that creates art in the same way that you do. I mean, one thing I was always thankful for is that I could always fall on that I had respect. Everybody, you can't buy that. Like, you either have it or you don't. Like, to be able to come here, I came here one day and I saw Dr. Dre, Kendrick, and Snoop in one day. Like, everybody don't get to do that. So, it was a good day. Like, to have that respect. Like, at the end of the day, I could always be thankful for that. But yeah, there were times just like, yo, I want to be acknowledged for my work, you know, and to be put on a platform and at least to have that exposure, because you want people to hear your music. Like, I want people to hear my music and be inspired by it, but I never let it be too big where it got in the way.
I feel like too, the thing that kind of sucks is like it's unfortunate, but it's like, you know, I feel like sexuality is such a strong part of how the general public or general fans look at female rappers.
Mm-hmm.
And if like the product isn't based around that, it's almost like Nitty Scott was, I mean, she's still fire, but like I feel like you and Nitty Scott came from that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, fuck what sex you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you're one of the coldest, period. Like, I don't like that female rapper conversation when it comes to what you do. Because, like, yo, give her flowers while she's here. She's one of the illest.
Let me ask you this. Do you take offense to the word femc? Do you fuck with that? Or
By the way, I don't know anybody who says that word, for the record.
I've heard it.
I've never heard that ever being said.
Have you heard that?
Yeah, I've heard it said. I've heard it tweeted. I've seen it in headlines.
Femc.
Rapsody is da 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 da. I'm just like, here we go.
Right.
That's some weirdo shit to say.
I'm not gonna say I necessarily hate it.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on what context it's used in. At first I did, but I had to understand, like, for some people it's empowering because we are underrepresented. So they don't use it to box me in, but it's like, yo, a woman like really doing it. But a lot of times it's used in a context to box you in and separate you, and I don't like it.
You don't like the segregation between the male, female.
No, it's
I'm just a rapper.
Here's the top 10 females. Like, you're my favorite female rapper. Well, where do I fit in the rest of your list? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, or even when who made that top 50 list?
Oh, that top 50 list was crazy.
Yeah, and then somebody goes and they like, this is the real list, and they do a list of 50 women. I'm just like, bro, that's whack. Like, you know, just put us in the list with everybody else. Yeah.
But do you feel like, what about segregation in sports?
Right.
Would it be
it's different in art. It's different because physically men and women are just made different. That's
genetics. It's not the same thing.
No, I agree.
Exactly. It's not to say some women can't bust some men asses, but you know, y'all are stronger, y'all jump higher. It's just separate in that way. But in art, it's all up here. You know, it don't matter where you from, your color, your sex. It's either you got it or you don't. So
100%.
You know, there should be no divide.
I'm curious right now, who are some of your favorite rappers? Like, who are you fucking with?
I mean, I just met him, the baby.
The baby's incredible.
Yeah, I definitely love him.
Shout out to Carolina.
YBN Corday.
Corday's fire.
He's cold. Nico Brim. A lot of people, they may or may not know him, but that's Misa Hilton's son. He's cold. He reminds me of New York. That's what I love about him. Like, he's straight New York. He's a spitter. You know, on my team, Ruben Vincent. He's from Charlotte. A 17-year-old. He's cold. Like he
You're
puts
saying
me in
Knight
the vein.
just signed him, right?
Yeah, he's one of our newest signees. Another one, Ian Kelly. He's from Oakland. GQ from Oakland. Let me think. Who else? Man, I can't think of who else is like new like that.
New? I mean, shit, I didn't even ask you new, but you know.
Oh, just in general.
I'm just saying who you fucking with right now. Like, what are you
folk.
listening to? There's some dope hip hop out right now.
Bro, to be real, I've been an album mode. I listen to beats.
I respect that.
Yeah, like, I mean, albums like Sir put out an album.
Sir's album is crazy.
His joint is cold.
Bandana's hard. Shout out to Madlib.
Oh, yeah. Freddie got off again. Bandana's dope. Who else am I thinking of that I've been? Big Crit album is dope.
Of course.
I've been running that in the ground. Yeah, that's all I could think of off top.
Yo, are you get you get first choice of all the night's beats? Like, you get right of refusal?
Now I do.
She's like, that Grammy nomination I do.
Now I do.
Everything before it come out.
But
God
I mean,
damn it.
I'm always in the studio. I tell people, the guys, especially Nuance, the guys will be making beats. I'll be like, all right, now if I get up and go in there, it's over for you. So you better beat me to it. You know, I tell them like,
look, if I hear something I like, it's over.
You better beat me to it. Like, this is the game. Like, they call me the hoarder. But yeah, if I hear something, I'm always like, yo, can I get that? But I'm not like tight. Like, if Knight be like, you know, I'm making this for so I'll be like, cool. But he be like, no, you can have it. No, it's cool. Or like, I have so many beats. If I know Ruben is working on an album, I'll go through my beat bank and I'll be like, if you hear anything you like, just take it. Like, it's
so you're hoarding some of his beats.
No, they're my beats. I share them.
Okay, I see.
They're my beats.
They're my beats.
You can't have my beats.
I share them.
That's real. That's so fire.
These are mine.
Hey, is Knight still doing everything on Fruity Loops?
No, he's on Machine now.
Oh, Machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eric G is the only one still rocking Fruity Loops.
Hey, I thought that was like, I remember as a kid when Little Brothers the listening came out, and I found out he did all those beats on Fruity Loops. I was like, I got me a hacked version of that shit. I never figured it out.
You did?
No, I never figured it out.
A lot of people went got that hack version.
Yeah, I got the hacked Fruity Loops on my shitty PC.
Yeah, Fruity Loops ain't do him right. I'm gonna say that on air. They should have sponsored him. He should have been the face of that.
He made them so much money. Like he made the Threats beat on Fruity Loops.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, come on.
Fruity, y'all ain't do that right. But Machine is doing well. We appreciate you.
Hey, you being somebody who's respected, obviously, as a writer and a spitter, do you feel like you have to write your own music to be considered in that conversation of being like the best? Or
yes, you do.
Okay.
To be considered in like who's the best, who's the greatest of all time, yes, you have to pen your own lyrics. Does that take away from you as an artist? No. Like because, people have to understand like people have gifts in different areas. There are some people that can write their ass off, but they cannot perform it.
Facts.
And there are some people that can perform that can't write. It's all a gift though. So, I respect it all, but when it comes to who's the greatest of all time,
I agree.
You gotta be the author of that.
Every time
hooks are not included though. You can have other people pin your hooks.
That's true. That's fair. Yeah, I always whenever we come up with that list, there's always a certain somebody who I have a lot lower than everybody else, and I'm like, yo, fam, we heard the reference track. Like, what do you want from me? You want me to put him higher than 10? I can't do it. I just can't do it. I love him. He makes great music, but I heard the tracks,
and it puts an asterisk by your name.
It's like Barry Bonds with the roids and the home run record. It's like, yo, you got the record, you got all them hits, but
that's a bar.
That's crazy. Anyway, yo, I do feel like there is a crazy, like, I feel like I tweeted this. I think that right now we are in the best era of female hip hop we've ever seen. Not to go back to the female hip hop conversation, but I do feel like I remember as a kid there was the Brat, there was Missy, there was Foxy, there was Kim, there was Lauren, and there were so many. But I feel like that this is the only era I've seen that has rivaled that. And even on just a strictly rapping perspective, yourself, Megan, is getting off. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you do you feel like this is kind of like a new golden era of the female rappers?
Without a doubt, it's exciting and it's dope and it's needed. It's like you say, reminds me of that time because there's so many different women and they all different and
everyone's
dope.
different. Everyone's got a vibe.
Exactly. Nicki, Cardi, Megan, myself, Tierra Whack, Chica, LaKaylee 47, Tokyo Jets, Il Camille, Kamaya,
Saweetie,
Nitty Scott, Sweetie. Like you could go on, and they busting Cash Doll, some other dolls. Fire. I don't know all the dolls'
Cash
names.
Doll's the only doll.
That's a lot of dolls. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of dolls.
Cash Doll's fire. Cash Doll's the original
3D
doll.
Natty in New Orleans, and they busting.
Facts.
And that's what it's ill. Like women putting out the best music right now.
Who's your favorite counterpart on the female side that do you really respect, like what they're doing and how they're coming? I think Tierra Whack's incredible.
No, she's super dope. Super creative. I like the pockets that she finds. She's dope. Let me think. It's so many. Like LaKaylee 47 is
she bodied
one of my favorites, boy.
Yeah,
I knew she would. That's why I called her. You know what I'm saying? Like she is phenomenal. Like her time is like it's right here. Like the records that she makes, I don't know why they not hits now. I don't know what label is not putting money behind that because her records are. Yes.
Oh, well, let's put that label.
That's
on
what I don't understand. Like I listen to her music. Like how is this not everywhere? Like in her creativity.
We know she's not on Rock Nation, right?
No, she's not.
Okay.
What?
I just want to make sure you're not accidentally calling out your own shit.
Come on, bro. No.
Oh,
not
RCA
even.
Records, get it together, RCA. What the fuck, man?
I ain't say all that. I'm just showing love. I got family at RCA. I ain't even.
I got this fucking around.
She's not on Jamla, okay?
No, she's not. Her live show, like she could sing, she could rap. She got a song called Top Down on Acrylic. I run that into the ground. Like she reminds me creatively because she could do everything in the vein of a Missy. Not to even box her in either,
right.
but the fact that she can produce, she can write, she can sing, she can rap. She creatively directs her own videos, which is stupid. Like she's dope.
Hey, speaking of which, I was watching your videos actually earlier. Is there anybody more black than you? Like I don't feel
Me and
like
Kendrick that might be the blackest out.
I feel like there's nobody more black than you right now doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Even your rings and like I'm peeping the whole shit. And I was watching the video and everybody's in the African garb. Like I mean I just saw like the chair. The chair reminded me of my grandma's house. The chair you was sitting in the over video.
Chair,
and I was just like, I'm looking at this shit like, okay, is this intentional? Like, are you on like some super like?
It's intentional. You know, it's just based on the concept of the song. You know, and making it cool, but at the same time saying like, yo, I'm very black and I'm very proud to be black, and I'm gonna bring that cool black back.
DJ, I don't know if you noticed, she's African American woman.
I didn't notice that, Kev. Did you notice?
I mean, you know,
what did you notice first when you saw Rapsody?
I mean, a great rapper. He said, "Did you do that on purpose?" I mean,
no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the
I get
concepts of
what
the
you're saying.
videos. Every video is like intentionally black as fuck.
Exactly, like that's what I grew up on. You know, I wanted to bring that back. Like Misa Hilton, me and her, she's the creative director of Oprah and of Ibtihaj, and we working on some more. But, you know, that's just one thing about me. I love being black, and I want to showcase it.
Me too.
You know, but at the same time, just make it cool, too.
What do you think, Kev?
I'm a Caucasian male, and I'm just...
But we got to bring it back, like, why we not wearing these?
Well, I can't afford none of that shit. I work at the radio station.
Hey, bro, this is $10. This might be expensive. Turn that over. Let's see.
Yeah,
I don't know if DJ Hed could pull that jewelry
This was
off.
like $60. This is gold plated.
Yeah, nah.
It ain't
I mean, I'm not really.
That's probably $10. I still wear fake gold.
Really?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You not fuck that, huh?
I don't care if it look good. I'm buying it.
Hey, facts.
Yeah, you might have to put some clear fingernail polish so your finger don't turn green. That's a trick.
Really?
If you coat fake gold and clear fingernail polish, it won't turn green.
If you coat the fake gold, so if you have like,
like in the inside,
I may or may not have some gold plated stuff.
Yeah, if you just put clear fingernail polish on it, you Gucci.
Fingernail polish
shit won't turn green.
That's a nice trick, life hack.
Okay.
Your females ain't put you on.
I don't wear jewelry like that. So.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I'm real plain. You know what I'm saying? What about you, Kev? You been put up on that?
I never have.
No. It'd be crazy if he turned
y'all
green.
buy that real.
I got a wedding ring that's just like metal. So, I mean, it's just black. And
it's made from recycled iPhones.
No, I don't know. It's some shit I got. You know, it's just black. It looks like it, don't it? Yeah. It does look like an old iPhone.
I lose jewelry too much to pay a lot of money for
Top
it.
dollar for it.
Like, I lose jewelry all the... I lost this ring. I had to buy another one.
The same one?
Yeah.
Oh, nah, fuck that.
That's how bad I wanted to be this black. I
need another
and this
one.
was the expensive one. I was like, dang, but I really wanted it. But
you know,
yeah,
it's funny. I had to ask you about that because, like, I as like a kid coming up with hip hop, like, I got most of my education on like, you know, the black struggle. Like all my best friends, you could ask, had since I was 3 years old. You know, all my groomsmen were African American. That's how I grew up. But like, I got to really tap in with, like, because of Public Enemy, because of, you know, De La Soul and all that. And I feel like that's kind of missing for this generation of the youth, for a kid who's 14 and white in Santa Clarita. I don't think that there's a lot of...
What he's saying is he's an ally.
No, what I'm saying is... No. What I'm trying to get to is that is kind of missing because, like, I feel like growing up, there was so much of that to consume, and it kind of, like... I don't want to use the word conscious hip hop, but like, you know, if it wasn't like common, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of shit isn't like to the forefront. And I feel like when it comes to, you got a Grammy nomination, you got a big spotlight on what you're doing. Do you feel like you're kind of holding that burden, or are you conscious of that? Like there's like white kids in the burbs that are hearing my shit that are kind of able to kind of educate themselves a little bit more on what it means to be black. And
I don't think about it. It's
right.
like it's an afterthought, but I know it's part of what I do.
Yeah.
Like even with this project, like I knew who I was writing for. You know what I'm saying? I know I was speaking as a black woman, but I also knew like other people would listen to it, and I wonder how they gonna take it. And it's crazy, like a lot of people that don't look like me are really rocking with it.
Yeah.
And they relate to it in whatever way they figure out how to relate to it, which is dope. And I think that's dope. But it's never at the like forefront of my mind because I just make music because it's pure and that's just who I am. That's what I want to talk about. So
Now, I just feel like that there's like that wave, like there's that wave of like dope conscious hip hop that's just kind of missing.
Yeah, no.
Because coming up, like Raucous Records had like such a crazy vibe, and they were kind of like, it's crazy to think back then, like what SoundCloud rap is now to the kids, like Raucous and some of that boom bap shit back then was like the kind of cool shit that like not everybody knew about, not everybody had the Black on Both Sides album, like and I feel like that's kind of. That's like it's like a gaping hole in hip hop right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's why you gotta laugh when I say gaping hole, you sick fuck? I'm sorry, that's our producer Nico back there. He's a perverted bastard.
Hey, let me ask you this.
You see it.
What was you about to say? That's what she said.
Hey, all right. Ratchet rap is coming out. Listen.
Yo, I do that all the time.
Do what?
That's what she said.
Oh, okay.
Oh, of course. We do that shit all the time.
Yeah. Okay, quick question. Last thing. Shut the fuck up.
Why is the cameraman interjecting in this?
That shit went left real fast, didn't it? Where do you stand on people that's not black using the N-word in hip hop?
Negative. That's not and should never happen.
It's out all the way.
It's completely out.
We had a Filipino guy and then Stupid Young, who's Cambodian, who grew up. He's a Crip from Long Beach, and they use the word a lot.
I mean, a lot of people do. Skinny from the Nine, like a lot of people.
Skinny from the Nine.
I don't know these people.
No comment. But no, that's why we just had somebody come up here and
and it's a big issue. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I would ask because you black as fuck. So
let me think. Okay. People of color, I ain't too mad about. As long as you ain't white.
I feel you.
Sorry.
I feel you.
And I know out, like for me, I'm from North Carolina and
That's fair.
the South. It's different. But I know out here in LA, it's
Shit's different.
People tell me it's different because it's a culture. It's just explain it to me. I ain't from here, but I recognize and respect that it's just different.
Okay, in LA, and not even just in LA, I would say up north too, like black and Filipino is a thing out there. Out here in LA, black and Mexican, we grow up together. You know what I'm saying?
And same fight, same struggle.
Same everything. Same hoods. Right. It's actually like a Mexican faction of a certain hood. But long story short, a lot of my homies that I grew up with, that we played together, we fought together, we starved together, all that kind of shit, they're Mexican, and we all grew up in the same block, and they say it, and so I get a lot of heat because rappers come up here and say it, and I'm just desensitized to it because that's how I grew up.
White rappers have came and said it.
Now that's all.
No.
I mean, we have white rappers. I asked like Skinny why
he's not white. He's Mexican.
Oh, he's
Puerto Rican.
Latino. Yeah, he's Latino. I don't know.
I don't remember. Puerto Ricans have African descent too.
I don't remember. I remember there was a white rapper who has said it, and I don't remember the conversation.
Eminem said it. Remember when Benzino dug that up, put out that Source magazine with the CD? You don't remember that?
I don't remember that shit.
Do you remember that rap?
Yeah, I do. I do remember.
I bought that Source mag. I was like, damn. But it was like, I don't.
Yeah, I remember that when it was unearthed, and that was a thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So as long as they're not white, then that's okay. I fuck with that though. I'm not mad at that.
That's a nice rule of thumb.
I feel like black and brown, like. I mean, at
it's
the end
same
of the day,
shit.
People that don't look like us, whether we black or brown, they gonna call us that. So,
facts.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that.
You don't shy away from politics at times when it comes to the music. What do you feel about today? Nancy Pelosi has started the impeachment process on the president.
Why it take this long though?
It took a very long time. I think that they. Not to get
on black people time.
Well, no, not to get too deep into the CNN thing, but the Robert Mueller report, I don't think was what everybody had hoped it was going to be, and I feel like that they kind of thought it would be like, imagine if the Democrats try to impeach him and they couldn't, and then he goes and runs on that.
That's what I don't be understanding. Like, you got so much. I mean, pick one.
But now
that
it's
you
like,
should be able to,
like if you hear what happened with the Ukraine thing.
I'm gonna tell you, since he's been in office,
Shit's crazy.
Don't even tune in. Whatever. I don't even tune in.
Is there there's obviously 38 Democratic candidates. Is there anybody who you like? There's a million of them.
I know, bro.
It's like a fucking Wu-Tang Clan.
It's just like, can we pick one? And
it's really like Odd Future. It's that many like all of the affiliates. It's like Wu-Tang, Killer Army, Sons of Man, Killer Priest. Like it's the whole fucking,
No lies. Yeah. Keep going.
I mean, shit. What was the group from LA?
It's the Roots band that nobody know about.
Band. Shout out to Dice Raw. Shout out, you know what I mean? Shout out to Rozelle.
Members.
Scott Storch was a part of the Roots. Anyway, no, but anybody you like?
I'm gonna be. I haven't really been tuned in. I haven't done my research, so I only know probably like 3 or 4
Well, out of
main
the
ones.
3 or 4, who you?
Joe Biden.
You like Biden?
I do.
Okay.
I
May I
do.
ask why?
Just what he did when he was in office with Obama. You know, that spoke to me. Again, I'm not really deep into politics, but for the most part, out of all candidates, for me right now, what I know, he's the best option.
Do you advocate voting? Like, did you vote in the last election? And
I did. I voted in the last. I've started voting for the first time with Obama.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And I did vote last year. I grew up a Jehovah's Witness, so we don't even rock with politics.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even rock with Halloween.
No, we do not.
I don't fuck with Halloween either, though. For the record,
Christmas.
Come on, keep going.
Keep going.
Valentine's
Birthdays,
Day.
right? No birthdays.
No birthdays.
Yeah.
No Mother's Day. No Father's Day.
let me ask you this, okay? Because my homegirls, she grew up Jehovah's Witness. My ex-girlfriend's Jehovah's Witness, and they grew up envying other kids who got shit for Christmas. And did you feel like that too?
No, I did not.
Never.
No.
Okay.
I did not miss it at all because
You didn't know
I got
any better,
year
right?
round, and when tax season came around, my daddy gave us $1,000. Like you 9
He
years
gave you
old.
$1,000.
Yeah.
As a kid.
Yeah. When tax season came around, he would
Man,
give.
why I didn't have no dad, dog?
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But I mean, that's what it was. So I never felt like I missed out on anything. You know, it's different if you for whatever reason you can. I don't know, but it was just like Christmas came around. I get to leave school early. It's cool.
Oh,
like,
it's lit.
I'm out.
Well, to be fair,
Damn.
you weren't force-fed bullshit fairy tales as a child.
No, not at all. Like, not at all.
I mean, are you still religious?
I'm spiritual.
You're spiritual. Okay, so I was gonna say one could argue you were force-fed some bullshit fairy tales, depending on where you stand on the religious spectrum.
No, I'm open.
I would say I'm spiritual, but I don't believe in any. I think
Yes.
I would classify myself as atheist because I just feel like I don't know.
Ooh.
I'll say this. The one reason why I do feel like there's some unexplained shit is when I grew up, I did grow up in a haunted house. Or I grew up in a house where a bunch of crazy unexplained shit happened. But
You know why? You needed God.
no, fuck off. Mind blown.
Mind blown.
Nah, but like I just feel like, with religion, I just feel like it's all man-made shit. It's just the easiest way to control society, and this is the biggest business in the world.
It is. That's why I'm spiritual. And you can be spiritual without being atheist. But what you believe is what you believe. I'm not here to, I'm going to just leave that there, But at the end of the day, I think regardless of, why I grew up a Jehovah's Witness, I believe a lot of things of what I was taught. But I also, I'm into learning more about Islam and other. And I think at the core of anything, we know what's right and wrong.
I feel like that. I feel like a lot of people need to depend on their
Right.
religion to do shit that's just like your moral compass is off. Then like you should have that inside of you. Like
Right. Across the board, we know stealing is bad, murder is bad, this is bad. Like, what's right and wrong. So, allow people whatever faith that they choose to let them go.
100%.
Worship, so
100%.
that's where I am. Like, I don't get caught up. I'm not about to argue you down.
Right.
Because
right.
whatever your faith is, what your faith is. But
Listen, I was gonna say what you should do though, before we get too far past the Joe Biden thing, you should do a little research on Biden. He's been dropping the fucking ball lately.
Okay, bring me up to speed.
So Joe Biden,
few joints.
he's just now this is like an easy win for him, right? He was Obama's vice president.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody likes Trump,
Right.
so it's like just don't fuck it up.
A lot of people don't like Trump.
Just
There's
don't.
people who do
Just
like
don't
Trump.
keep your hands on the wheel,
Mm-hmm.
and just don't do anything crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And you got this.
Okay.
He's had a lot of flubs, a lot of
But what?
just the debates, and then he was.
But you ain't giving me no bullet points. Hit me.
Okay, so did you see Kamala Harris like shit on him based on what he said
Bro,
about?
I don't.
She
watch
didn't see.
none
She
of
just
that.
told you she ain't
Well,
know
we
shit.
can talk about it off the air. There's a lot of shit, but I would just say look into.
She just told
Joe
you she not
Biden's last
tapped
90
in like
days.
that.
I would just say that there's definitely if you were,
I am gonna look. I mean, I have to. I need.
it's going to be that time for you to decide.
You asked me today, and today that's where I'm at.
Well, I just feel
So
like
I'm
a lot of
definitely
people are like most of us, just like kind of not really into politics, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, Joe Biden, yeah, that's Obama's guy. Yeah,
I'm-
we gonna fuck with him.
I'm gonna do my research. I'm just weary. Like, journalism today is not the journalism that it used to be,
100%.
and I can't believe every headline I see or all of what I read because a
West
lot of
Coast.
times it's opinionated and it's really not all fact. And people like to take something you said and twist it and make things bigger than. So I definitely got to do my
There's
research.
some good candidates.
but-
I mean, listen, Biden's better than Trump. I'll take Biden 10 times out. I'll take George W. Bush over Trump.
Right, and that's when for me at the end of the day, it's like the lesser of two evils with
Yep.
everybody.
But there's
I
some
like,
good candidates. Bernie Sanders is solid. There's actually an Asian guy named Andrew Yang. That's a vibe.
I heard about him.
He's a vibe. Yang Gang is a thing.
I dig him. I dig his energy. I just
Yang Gang. It's called Yang Gang.
That sounds so sexual.
Whoa.
Yang
All right.
Gang.
Hey, last thing.
That sounds
this
like
shit
an
get
Asian
crazy.
porno. Yang Gang, Volume 17.
Y'all ain't even know I talk like this.
Hey. Where does Rapsody stand on reparations for black people?
Pay up.
Run that shit.
Dollars circulate.
Do you feel like it
at
should
the-
come in the reform of the weed industry, or?
I think if I had to say one way you could give it to us, it would be through education.
I fuck with that.
To allow everybody at least the opportunity to go to college for free, anywhere they wanted to go.
Anywhere?
As long as
They
they were
not letting
accepted.
niggas in there.
If you want to go to Yale, we go pay for it. If you get accepted, like
I don't see a lot of black people rolling crew and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it happening.
For the
like
record, I don't know a
that
single
or
white person that rose crew. For
that-
Oh, no, all of them
you
white
just
people
gonna
be
throw
rolling
that
crew.
blanket on all of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
let me think.
What the fuck is crew?
Oh,
Like
you
a
know what the
two-line
fuck crew
crew?
is? You and the Winklevosses be rowing crew.
I don't know what the fuck that means,
Yeah.
bro. My
But
family's from trailer parks.
if maybe a combination of this dude right here, cuz not the white track. Come on, bro.
Oh,
Hey man,
gosh.
shout out to listen.
Give it to him, Rap. He need it. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
man, listen,
Go
man.
ahead, go ahead.
But if
Rude.
it should be an option, either that or if you want to be an entrepreneur, they invest in that. So
A
maybe-
business.
right? So
Right.
if you want to start your own cannabis company, give me my dollars circulate. You know what I'm
fuck
saying?
with
But something like that, you know.
That's what's up.
Hey, you mentioned
Yeah.
Corday before we go. I just really need that collab between you two. That'd be a vibe.
Oh yeah, that's the homie. And I hear Marilyn trying to rep him, but he ours.
Yeah. What is I mean,
I don't know what they talking about.
so he's Carolina. He's
Mhm.
okay.
I think he lived in both places, but when I talk to him, he be like, you're from Raleigh, so
Like, you should say that in your interviews, then, buddy.
yeah, he does. He rap. But nah, he's super dope. I definitely want to do something with him.
Holding it down for the Lisp gang.
The who gang?
Lisp.
Oh, me?
He's got a lisp.
Lisp and Corday.
Corday. Lisp and
Who
Corday.
is Lisp?
I don't know what
Lisp.
that is.
To have a lisp.
Oh, I got one too.
That's what I'm saying. You
That's
and
it,
Corday.
tell me.
Lisp rap.
I
You
ain't
don't
got
have
no.
a lisp, do you?
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's a lisp.
Depend-
I think you and Corday like would be dope. I was co-signing what he was saying.
You got jokes, bro?
It was a light joke, but it wasn't like,
It wasn't a good one. I'll tell you that. It wasn't a good one.
what you mean?
It was a fucking airball, buddy. Let's just move on. Hey,
All
the
right,
album,
now, you know, we ain't forgot about them shots, Jack.
the album Eve is out, and it's an incredible body of work. Thank you for it. I feel like we're every year we need one of these albums from you. I know you skipped last year, but
I usually do 2 years in between.
yeah. But look, you've already shared with us. You got a lot of songs you're saying. Let's just put some on 2020.
Oh, I saw you post you celebrating 2 years for Layla's Wisdom too.
Yeah, my
That's
baby
dope.
turned 2. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Congrats.
Which
Thank
baby
you.
do you like more, Layla's Wisdom or Eve?
Eve.
Okay, that's a nice.
Is there such thing as an ugly baby?
Yes.
Rhapsody? We had this discussion on the radio. That's why I'm asking.
Hell
you.
yeah, there's more
Ooh,
ugly babies than cute
I do
babies.
not like to use the term ugly, unattractive.
Physically unsettling. Listen,
Yeah, man.
there are more.
I tried to tell my mom that I was like, Mom, there's no such thing as ugly
Oh,
people.
no, that's
You
not
just
true.
Attracted. She was like,
I'm gonna show you my homegirl's
she was
Instagram.
like, look, and I was so shocked. She said it. She was like, some people are just made ugly.
I'm gonna show you my homegirl's Instagram.
It's
She
not even
stayed
that.
posting this dude, and
In the
her
first-
son. Oh my!
Come on, bro.
I didn't say he was ugly. I'm just saying.
in the
you
first-
are saying without
No, no, no.
saying.
I didn't say he was ugly. I'm just saying she. I don't know
Your
why she.
hands are saying.
I'm
that.
saying I don't know why she keep posting
Listen.
her son.
Because it's her fucking son. She's proud of her baby. But let's not act like all kids are cute. Most babies between 0 and 60 days old, 90 days old are fucking
60
ugly.
days.
Like, you can't even be cute at that. Like, come on. It's really just like a really, it's a fucking overdeveloped fetus at that point. Like, God bless it, but it's not cute. It's a person. It's got eyes. That don't make it cute. And then, shout out to the 9-month-olds that are ugly. There's a lot of 9-month-old kids out there that look fucked up.
Hey, Eve is out right now. You know what I'm saying? Go get that.
I'm just tired
One
of
of
this.
the best. One
Stop
of the best.
lying to your friends about their ugly ass kids.
One of the best rappers out right now. Rhapsody is here. You know what I'm saying? It's real.
She don't know what the
92.3.
fuck just happened. So
Hey, he's going on a whole rant about.
No, because it's a fucking thing.
I'm gonna show you my.
There's so many ugly babies.
See, I didn't go that far.
Nah, bruh, man, listen.
He has a kid too.
You gotta be real with yourself.
He's a dad. I'm not a dad.
No, my kid wasn't cute when he was like fucking. When he was a month old, he was a fucking baby, man.
Yeah, he's a dad.
He was an infant. How cute do you want him to fucking be? He was just cramped up in a fucking belly for 10 months.
9.
9 months? No, first of all, women hold their babies for 10 full months, just so you know.
Why?
I don't know. You should do some research on this, but I've had 2 kids.